Welcome back everybody to episode 10 with Maine Fly Guys. We are moving on to the partridge, Maine, maybe Maine's most famous bird. We're going to start out with a nymph. This is a size 14 fire hole with 0.015 diameter weighted wraps, 0.015. So this entire nymph is going to come from this one feather, and if you pull out a feather, it will come with this fluffy stuff at the bottom as well. You see that fluffy stuff? So to start, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tip of this feather, or the brown part here, and that is going to be my tail. So first, alright, so the only thing I'm adding is a gold wire rib, and this is small. There we go. I'm just going to tie it in right on the side, just to add a ribbing for a nymph, you know. Now I'm going to take a little bit of wax, and I'm going to add some wax to my thread. And then I'm going to take this secondary fluff. So there's a secondary feather attached to each primary back feather, and this fluffy stuff is just fantastic. It is not waterproof. It's not waterproof at all. And I'm just going to dub it onto my thread. Be careful not to add too much because it's quite bulky. And it can get quite bulky if you're not careful. So as you go, dub it up. And remember, some of this will be kind of dubbed down a little bit because of the wire, and that's kind of why I add it. So it should add sort of a grayish brownish tint to your nymph. Alright, now I'm going to come in and just do some even wire wraps around. Start giving it a much more bug-like body. I'm going to try to do 5, maybe 6 wraps. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is tie in a good chunk of feathers from the tail feather right on top. This is going to make the back of my casing. I want it to be black. There are some feathers on the partridge that have similar style and are brown, so these are going to come right over the top like so at the very end, so I want them to be nice and snug right there. Alright, so now I kind of botched my other feather, so I have grabbed a new feather to make our legs. So it's right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tie it in facing forward like so. So I'm going to tie it in right at the tip here. I'm just going to tie it in moving forward all the way to basically the eye of the hook. Then I'm going to come back through, just pulling these errant fibers out. I'm going to use that gray fluffy stuff again. And I'm going to make a little thorax. Just a little one. Something like that, just to keep it, you know, covered up. Then what I'm going to do, this is a little too long. So I'm going to flip this backwards. The tail fibers over the top, lock them in, just like so, and then start to make a little head. Trim this down close, trim off any errant fibers. Our legs here are quite long, so what I'm going to do is just trim them. And then before I send you off into our next video, I always like to put a little drop of UV over the casing. So there's our fly. So that is episode 10. Next episode we are going to do a Partridge Dry Fly for episode 11, followed by a Partridge Wet Fly for episode 12, and that will wrap up the 4 birds of Maine. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Check us out, subscribe to our YouTube page, check us out on Instagram, and let us know what you think of this fly. Thanks.